What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I'm bringing you guys the playoffs for the NPA. The Minnesota Vikavolts are taking on the Colorado Rapidash and MoonlightSwami in a rematch from our earlier matchup this season where we took a nice little 2-0 victory on the back of Infernape. Now a lot of people have been wondering where we have been, where has the NPA been, and where has it gone? I did address this in our team builder, so check that out. I talk about the team, why I'm bringing it, what I'm bringing, and what I think my opponent's gonna bring. But just in brief summary here, we had our matchup against Nexus and the Pittsburgh Pichus on week 13. He forfeit, so we didn't play him. We finished 10-2 with the best record in the league over the whole season, which is really awesome. Great achievement there, especially since things didn't start off too great. We actually haven't lost the game since we picked up Gudra, which is pretty cool as well. Also, what's going down is there was another bye week after that, so we didn't have a match. Then there was a bye week for the whole league, and then playoffs started, but because we had the best record in the league, we had another bye week, and then now we're playing. So a lot of people have been asking me where the matches are, and that's what's going down. I did talk about it on my live streams and on Twitter, but for those who missed it, that's the deal right there. So playoff bound, here we are, ready to rock and roll against MoonlightSwami. This is looking to be a pretty epic matchup, guys. Definitely very epic. So hit that like button if you're excited for the fact that we made the playoffs and you want to see us pick up a W here. And our question today is, who is your favorite member of the Vikavolts this entire season? I think a lot of people are going to say Infernape. For me, I gotta say it was there was a couple really cool. You can say your favorite member and your favorite moment. And I would say my favorite moment was definitely the Vikavolts sweep. 6 kills with Vikavolt was amazing. But to me, I think like one of my favorite members of the team is, I guess I gotta say, Infernape, man. Like, I didn't really like Infernape kind of going into things, and I just realized my layout's wrong. We actually have Necrozma, not Vaporeon. I'll fix that right now as I'm talking. But you know, I didn't really think I would like Infernape very much, but I actually really do. I think it's a really good Pokemon, and it's proven to be really effective throughout the season, tying in the league for the most kills and stuff like that. So pretty sweet stuff. But let me know in the comment section below. So anyway, if we win this match, we take on the winner of Pokemon versus the Braviaries Cobain, and then from there we would have the championship match. So we just got to win our next 3, and we are our champions. That would be awesome. But if things quite don't go that well, there is good news. You know, obviously my goal is to win. I really want to win a championship, but if things don't go as don't go as well as we would like, there is actually a brand new league that I'm gonna be joining that isn't announced yet, but it should be announced the day that this goes up. So I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but there's gonna be a draft next week. So next week there'll be a draft on my live stream for this new league I'm gonna be in with some of my cool friends, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm really excited about the new league. Minnesota Vikavolts will be back in action in like 2 weeks from now. There'll be a match. So and next week there'll be a draft. So lots of awesome stuff down the pipeline. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll keep the battling going. But I'm gonna get ready to rock here and get connected with Swami. We'll see what happens. Props to him, by the way, for rescheduling. We were originally supposed to play earlier this week, but the Pokemon Direct happened and we had to reschedule. And I think he's trying to use Starbucks Wi-Fi right now to battle me, or hotspot his phone, or whatever it may be. So hopefully there's no connection issues, but just props for him for being awesome and kind of rescheduling. I didn't anticipate the Pokemon Direct to come out of nowhere, and that had to be priority. So anyway, let's jump into the match here, guys, and we'll see how things go. Alright guys, we are connected with Swami. We're gonna make it happen. Let's find out what 6 he is bringing. Pretty sure we're gonna see the Drill, the T-Tar, and the Mew. I think Volcarona is too good for him to not bring. I'm curious to see if we see the Weezing, and Haxorus seems likely, but he could mix things up a little bit. And he is gonna bring the Wishy-Washy and the Kecleon. He brings a Trick Room option. Very, very scary there. Does not bring the Speed option instead. What's actually funny is I practiced against a Trick Room option earlier. So that is actually kind of cool because I did do some playtesting against a Trick Room option. So I'm not too surprised, actually. I had a feeling there was a chance he can go Trick Room. I did have a feeling, but at the same time, I wasn't positive. So Kecleon is going to be a bit of a problem. Trying to figure out if he leads Kecleon, how can I beat that? Because he's going to get the Trick Room up. But Necrozma is a pretty solid lead. I like the Necrozma lead for sure, because I don't think he leads Volcarona. So I think I'm going to lead Necrozma in case he leads Mew. Maybe I can hit that Dark Hole Eclipse right off the bat and potentially put some work in there. Alternatively, you know, if he leads Volcarona, that's going to be problematic. We're going to be really pressured by that Wishy-Washy, so we got to be pretty careful there. But if I could try to stop him from setting up Trick Room, we could be okay. So I think I'm going to stick with my plan to lead with Necrozma here. But again, I did do some playtesting against Trick Room, so and it was actually the six lineup here, so I'm not surprised to see that. I had a feeling there was a small chance that he would try it. It's obviously very risky in a playoff game to break Trick Room, but the idea that it could really throw your opponent off can be huge. And if he's got like Sub-Zero, Slammer, whatchamacallit, Wishy-Washy, that could be problematic. So here is a very big turn, guys. If he brought the same Mew as he brought last time, we have a 68% chance to one-shot this thing with Black Hole Eclipse, and I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it right off the bat. We have over a 60% chance to one-shot him, and we should outspeed him unless he runs speed investment. So I'm gonna go for the Black Hole Eclipse right here on the first turn. He's actually gonna go for the knockoff, which is great. He's faster than us. That's not gonna knock off our item, and this actually could potentially knock him out. He probably was thinking we're a defensive set. The only thing that this messes up is if we don't knock him out and he goes for Roost. But since he was faster than us, he may have some speed investment, I'm not quite sure. But there's a good chance that this knocks him out if he's physically defensive. If he's specially defensive, it won't. But let's hope that it's enough. Let's hope that it's enough, because it's going to be close, man. Like I said, over a 60% chance to knock him out, and that would get rid of one of his Trick Room setters. And it knocks him out. That is huge, dude. That is huge. All right, that was a big first turn. Necrozma. Oh, man, that was a big first turn. Kills Mew with Dark Z. Yo, that was a huge first turn because we just got rid of one of his 2 Trick Room setters, and his whole strategy is revolving around Trick Room. Okay, I mean, obviously he has some setup sweepers like Volcarona and Haxorus, but getting rid of that thing was huge. That was a big first turn. That was a big first turn. First turn Z. First turn Z moves, man. All right, gotta stay focused here. Gotta keep the pressure on. He likely goes Volcarona right now, which is tough for us because he can Bug Buzz and obviously do a lot to us. So we're in a bit of a tough situation. We have to try to evaluate what's going to be the most useful members of our team, how we can handle things. Volcarona, very scary. He does one-shot us. You know, I'm worried about U-turning on Volcarona, like him running U-turn Volcarona this time to try to get around our Goodra. So I don't know whether, here comes Buzzkill, which is going to be the Volcarona. So we have a tough decision to make here, because last time we went Goodra. And I have to decide whether I think Necrozma is worth saving or whether I go to Goodra here. Goodra is very important because of the Wishy-Washy. Goodra is very important because of Wishy-Washy. So I'm kind of thinking that I should go for a Psychic here. And again, it's kind of risky because he could just click Bug Buzz and knock me out. He could easily click Bug Buzz and knock me out, but I think he's going to U-turn. This is a very difficult play here at the beginning of the match. Can I beat Weezing if I don't have Necrozma? Can I beat Weezing? I can, because I have Psychic on Shaman, and I can wear that thing down. Like, the obvious switch here is Goodra. The thing is, if he goes for Bug Buzz, he puts in some serious work against us. I could also make a switch into Infernape. I can make a switch into Infernape and potentially take the Bug Buzz with that. Take a U-turn with that, but that's kind of risky. I don't see him going for a Psychic here, so I'm actually going to make a pretty risky play, I think, into Infernape right now, because Infernape isn't as important. Let's see how much Volcarona does to Infernape. I have 30 seconds, and it looks like with Bug Buzz, he's going to do... I got to make a decision here pretty soon. With Bug Buzz, he's like 25%, so I'm actually going to make that switch into Infernape here. I don't think he Psychics, and if he goes for a Quiver Dance, then I can go for a big, like, Flare Blitz. So I want to see if he's going to U-turn or not. I want to scout. He goes for the Bug Buzz. Okay, so we can take this. Going to do like 30% to us. Less than that. Does he even have the Life Orb? We don't see a Life Orb. Very interesting. Okay, so he doesn't have a Life Orb. So let's see here. He's got the Volcarona, which went for Bug Buzz. And I have a choice here. I can go for the Flare Blitz and just try to do some big damage, or I can go for the U-turn and switch out. He could be Scarfed, so I don't know what he's going to do. I think I'm going to U-turn, though. I'm going to go for the U-turn, because if he's Scarfed, he stays in anyway. Or he switches out anyway if he's Scarfed. I'm worried about Scarf Volcarona. But he went for the Bug Buzz. He's going to stay in, so we're going to get the U-turn off here. Not going to do a ton. You know, and now he's going to probably go for... potentially a Psychic, so I think I go to Slime Shady here. I have to go to Slime Shady. Unfortunately, Slime Shady is going to be very pressured in this match because of the Wishy-Washy, but let's see what he goes for. He goes for the Psychic this turn. Okay, so he's not, we know he's not Scarfed. Okay, so that's really good. Now he knows I have Rock Slide. So what's his switch into Rock Slide right here? I think I Draco Meteor and just hit him as hard as I can with a Draco Meteor if he switches out into like Kecleon. It could give an opportunity to set up his Trick Room. I could also Superpower predicting the Kecleon. Do I one-shot a Kecleon if I Superpower it right now? If I just go for the big Superpower, predicting the Kecleon switch in? Does he go Kecleon on a potential Rock Slide? He could also go Wheezing. Superpower does one-shot the Kecleon and I am faster. So I can actually do that on the prediction. So I think I just go Draco. I'm gonna Draco Meteor. He's gonna switch out. Does he go Wheezing? He goes CH4. Is that the Kecleon? It's the Wheezing. So we're gonna Draco the Wheezing. It's gonna do a lot. It's like 50%. We hit it. Okay. So this should do like over half to him, I think. And it does do over half to him. Unfortunately, now we're like weakened, and he's Black Sludge. So we see the Black Sludge and the Wheezing. So I'm a little concerned because he could set up Toxic Spikes right now, which could be very problematic for my team. A little concerned about that. I could try to go for another Draco and try to knock him out. I don't think there's any other move that I could go for that'll knock him out in one shot. So I think I just Draco again. I don't think it kills, but it's going to be the thing that I could do to hit him the hardest. And I could potentially get rid of this Wheezing. I mean, if he has Toxic Spikes, it's going to be a problem either way. I think I'm just going to Draco again. Alternatively, like a Rock Slide, but I think Draco, even at -2, is still the best play. Because it's going to do like 30 to 40%, so it's going to be close. I don't think it knocks him out, though, just based on that damage. I'm going to go for it, though. I think it's the right play. He's going to stay in. We're going to hit the Draco. I don't think this kills. I think it's going to be close, though. I think it's going to weaken him a lot, though. I just don't want to let him get 2 layers of T-Spikes. Oh, we knocked him out. It's a crit! Dude, that's a really unfortunate crit. That's a really unfortunate crit. Oh, man. This is not his game so far. Yeah, he just messaged me on Discord and said no. Oh, man. Oh, man. That was a really unfortunate crit for him. Now, this gives him an opportunity to potentially set up Trick Room with Kecleon, or go into Haxorus and try to set up on me. If he goes Haxorus, I just Dragon Tail, I think. Nah, do I Dragon Tail? I don't want to allow that Haxorus to set up. Here comes Unique. Is that the Haxorus? It is the Haxorus. Okay, I'm kind of in a tricky spot right now. I'm kind of in a tricky spot. I think like, the thing is if, let me think about this for a second. If I Draco, I'm -4 right now. If I Draco Meteor, we're not going to kill him at -4. We're not going to kill him at -4. At -4, and we're not going to do anything to a Haxorus. What do? Do I Dragon Tail? Yeah, I could Dragon Tail him out. If he goes for a Dragon type move right now, though, that would be really problematic. I kind of need Goodra still. We have to think about this move very carefully right now. We have to think about this move very, very carefully right now. Based on his team comp, we still need Goodra. I 1,000,000% have to switch out. Based on his team comp, with Kecleon, Wishy-Washy, Volcarona, and Haxorus, what's my best play? I think I go into Steve. I think I'm gonna go into Crook because Crocodile doesn't have the best matchup against the rest of his stuff. And if I get the Intimidate drop, if he's neutral, I can definitely take any hits from it. I mean, if he goes for the Dragon Dance, like, we'll be okay. I think that's the right play. I think going into Steve here is the right play to get the Intimidate off on him. He's not gonna have Outrage, he would have Dragon Claw. I'm gonna go to Steve. I'm gonna go to Steve and get the Intimidate off. I think that's the right play. I cannot lose Goodra right now. It's too important to handle Wishy-Washy and Volcarona. So we're gonna get the Intimidate off on the Haxorus. If he goes for a Dragon Dance, he'll be neutral. If he just straight up attacks with Dragon Claw, we'll be okay. So this shouldn't do a ton to us because he's -1. So it does a good amount, but like not a crazy amount. So we saw the Dragon Claw, so we know he's probably the setup variant. I pretty much have to go for a knockoff here. I could also try to set up Stealth Rocks if I think that the Volcarona could come in. Stealth Rocks are a really solid play because of the Volcarona. And he has no way to remove them. But I kind of like keeping the offensive pressure on, especially considering it's a Haxorus. I'm going to knock off because the Haxorus is such a huge threat. A knockoff on anything that he switches in is going to be big because we get rid of the potential Kecleon item and weaken that thing. We get rid of the Wishy-Washy item. If he's got a Berry, which he likely does, we get rid of the potential whatever item the Volcarona could have. So a knockoff seems to be a win-win. I would love to get him my rocks. I really would. And he's also not Life Orb, so he could be Scarfed. He could be Scarfed Haxorus. Which is an interesting point. If he's Scarfed Haxorus, he probably switches. He's actually the Dragon Z variant. Okay. So here's the Devastating Drake. This most likely kills us here. But at least I know the set he is now, you know what I mean? At least I know what set he is, and this could give me an opportunity. Oh, he's gonna Z Dragon Dance. What does that even do? What does Z Dragon Dance do? His attack rose and his speed rose. What does Z Dragon Dance do though? I don't really fully understand that mechanic. I have to look that up actually, because I don't know. Does it do 2 stages? No, it only does 1 stage. Did he misclick? What does Z Dragon Dance do? I don't understand what Z Dragon Dance does. I have to look this up. I have time to look it up though. Dragon Dance. Z Dragon. Oh, it resets stats. Oh, so that. Okay, I see what happens. Okay, so he gets rid of the -1. He gets rid of the -1 that he had before. Okay, I see what happens here. Okay, so he's now faster, but he is in range of Infernape close combat range, I believe. I believe he's in range of Infernape close combat here. He definitely is close. I believe he is. At +1, does he beat me with Dragon Claw? Is it worth me switching out here and potentially going into something else? I mean, Crook's usefulness here is limited. I think I just sat Crook. If he's +1, how much does Dragon Claw do? Dragon Claw is going to do 52 to 61, but that's not factoring the Intimidate. With the Intimidate, he knocks us out. So, without the Intimidate. So he definitely knocks us out here. I could make a switch into Ninetales to predict the Dragon type move, but that doesn't seem like a good idea. I'm going to go for the Earthquake, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to click Earthquake and let him knock us out with Dragon Claw. He is going to go for the Dragon Claw. That should knock us out. Should knock us out. And it does. So Haxorus kills Crook with D-Claw. Okay, so Crook goes down. So let's look at this really quickly. So like I said, that calc on the Infernape is Infernape does 63 to 75. I think Infernape is our play 1,000,000% here. I'm pretty sure. It's really my best option. And we go for the close combat. And he doesn't really have the best switch-ins to Infernape anymore. So we 1,000,000% close combat. Yeah, I mean, that roll looks like it's gonna be good for us. So I'm gonna go for the close combat here. He may predict that we're scarfed this time around. His switch-in would be Volcarona. He's gonna stay in. This should knock him out. This should knock him out. Oh, it does. Okay, that's good. That's good. Infernape picking up the kill. Ape kills Haxorus with CC. So that's a huge threat out of the way. Now we have some scary things happening here. He's gonna go into Randall, which is gonna be that Kecleon. So I'm expecting him to Shadow Sneak here. I'm actually expecting him to Shadow Sneak. So this is my opportunity to probably go into Meadow and set up a Leech Seed. I think he's gonna Shadow Sneak because he's gonna turn into a Ghost type. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's what we're gonna see here, is him go for the Shadow Sneak and try to turn into a Ghost type. So what do I wanna do to deal with that? I think I'm gonna go to Emma Frost here and get up my, not only my Hail, but my Aurora Veil. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think he's gonna Shadow Sneak, turn himself into a Ghost type, and that'll allow him to basically block my close combat. So that's my prediction here. Or he Trick Rooms. But Trick Room, he wouldn't Trick Room because close combat would one-shot him, unless he's got a Choppleberry. So we'll see. He goes to the Shadow Sneak, so we predict that properly. Sweet. I think we can take 2. I would imagine we can take 2, unless he's like super offensive, but we're good. Now this is a big deal because this allows us to set up the Aurora Veil, which helps out the rest of our team a tremendous amount. Now he does get an opportunity to set up his Trick Room right now. I'm debating on whether I want a Blizzard and then Aurora Veil. He likely Trick Rooms on this turn. So I could Moonblast, I could Blizzard. I want to Aurora Veil the following turn. I don't think I need to Aurora Veil this turn. Although Aurora Veil in this turn allows me to live the hit a little bit better. Allows me to live the hits a little bit better. What does my Blizzard do to him? Because I don't want to like weaken myself either. Ninetales versus like Kecleon. He's most likely like pretty bulky. So Blizzard actually could 2-shot him. I think I go for the Aurora Veil first, guys, just to be safe. I want to be able to get that 5 turns. He's gonna likely Trick Room here, so he's gonna make the play and try to get his Wishy-Washy set up. But by getting up the Aurora Veil, that's gonna add a lot of longevity to my team. He actually goes for the Drain Punch, turns himself to a fighting type, surprisingly. So it's actually a really good thing that I went for the Aurora Veil then. He'll get some health back. But that's a really good thing that we went for that, and he's gonna take some hail damage here. So now the Aurora Veil gives us some turns to kind of work with. I can Blizzard here and just hit him really hard. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Although Moonblast is kind of better because if he's a fighting type, we hit the fighting type aspect of him. I'm gonna go for the Moonblast and play it kind of in the middle ground. He's gonna Shadow Sneak, so he doesn't wanna end up whatchamacallit, taking the extra damage there if he doesn't have to. So depending on his spread, this could actually two-shot him with the hail. So we'll see. This is gonna be interesting to see how much this does. That doesn't even come close. So we weaken him a lot, and we're kind of close to whether Shadow Sneak kills us or not. So I have to make a tough decision here. Do I think, like, is Flare Blitz enough to kill him? Because I don't know if he's gonna, like, if I go into Infernape here, and I go for a Flare Blitz, do we just one-shot him? Because I don't want to take a Drain Punch or anything. Like, if I take a Drain Punch, that would be a big misplay if I take a Drain Punch to the face. But we do have the Aurora Veil up, so you know what? I think I'm going to make the aggressive play into Infernape, and then we're going to Flare Blitz him and just try to knock him out. Let me see how much Infernape, or how much Kecleon takes from, like, 252, like a defensive Kecleon from close comp or Flare Blitz. Does about 50%, so it's close. If he Drain Punched, he would get a lot of health back, so that's actually kind of iffy, but he kind of has to go. He kind of has to. I kind of want to keep Emma Frost alive, but I'm debating on if it's worth keeping her alive. I can pressure this Kecleon here. I think I just Blizzard and keep the pressure on. How many turns of Aurora Veil do I have? I have 3 turns left. Okay, I'm going to keep the pressure on. I'm going to go for the Blizzard and just go for the damage. He's going to stay, just to go for the attack. He probably Drain Punches or goes for the Trick Room this turn. We'll get some big damage off on him. He probably knocks us out here with Drain Punch. Yeah, he does go for the Drain Punch, but we kept him. He hasn't set up his Trick Room yet. And that was the thing I was most concerned about, is him getting up a Trick Room. So the fact that we've managed to keep him from setting that up is actually a really big deal. Now I think I just go Necrozma now. I think I just go Necrozma now and just click Psychic. I have Brick Break as well. Brick Break, oh, I can't risk it though because he'll Shadow Sneak. So I think I just Psychic. It's just, if he's Assault Vest, is there any chance that he would live a Psychic from a Necrozma? If he's like an AV Kecleon. That would be the one concern there. Let's take a look. Assault Vest. Psychic does like 35%, so I do believe that Psychic will knock him out. And by going to Eclipse, we keep the pressure on the Volcarona, which is what I want. I don't want to allow him to set up Trick Room. Alternatively, I can go to Rafiki here and just click Flare Blitz, and we basically destroy this thing, but that gives a free switch in to Wishy-Washy. But I think that's less risky. We still have the Aurora Veil up. I think that's less risky for me to just go for the Flare Blitz and just get rid of this thing, because we'll hit the Volcarona pretty hard too. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Rafiki here and click Flare Blitz. If he goes for the Shadow Sneak, that's fine. I cannot allow him to set up a Trick Room, so I have to Flare Blitz here. I'm gonna just go for the Flare Blitz. He probably just Shadow Sneaks, but I have to do this. Necrozma's still healthy, and Necrozma can hit that Wishy-Washy really hard. He's actually gonna switch, so does he go Wishy-Washy? He's gonna go to Pontus, which is gonna be the Wishy-Washy. So we're not gonna really be able to do too much to him, so he makes a really good play there, but we still have our Aurora Veil up, which is nice. And I can go to Shaman, and Shaman can set up a Leech Seed. It can go for a Seed Flare. It doesn't really have a good switch into that anymore. We do a decent chunk to him. We'll take some recoil, but we do a good chunk to him. The hail stops, and I believe I have 1 turn left of Aurora Veil here. I do. So this is my switch into Meadow. 1,000,000%. He could U-turn here. If he U-turns and goes into Volcarona, that's going to be problematic. We'll see what he wants to do. He goes for the U-turn. Okay, so this is actually not good, because now he's got Volcarona in against me. Now he's got Volcarona in against me, and I have to decide what I want to do. Okay, so he makes a good play going for the U-turn there, but there wasn't much I could do. So now I have to decide, do I go Goodra here, or do I let him Bug Buzz me? Do I let him, because he's gonna Bug Buzz. He might, oh man, this is a really tricky situation, because I really can't do much to him with Shaman. I really can't do much to him with Shaman, but Shaman is really good against Wishy-Washy. Against Wishy-Washy, does Shaman Seed Flare kill? I can't allow him to set up either. That's kind of the other problem, is I cannot allow this thing to set up in front of me. So if I can get Slime Shady in, I can go for a Rock Slide. If I get a little bit of chip damage on him, I can also Threaten him there. I can go for the Leech Seed here. Oh man, this is a tricky play. See, he could predict me to go. He could go for the Fire move. Last time I went Rafiki on his Volcarona, but I can't do that this time because if he sets up on me, it's gonna be really bad. Okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Goodra can beat this thing. Goodra can wall this thing, and it can take on Wishy-Washy decently well. Kecleon's almost dead. Necrozma can help against the Wishy-Washy. Necrozma gets one shot by this thing. Do I sack off Necrozma and just go for the Flare Blitz into this thing with Infernape? Then he goes Wishy-Washy again. I think I just stay in and go for the Psychic to put him in Flare Blitz range. Is that what I want to do? Oh man, this is a really tough play. This is a really tough play. Like, Shaman is important because of the Wishy-Washy, but otherwise it doesn't really do anything. And I don't want to allow him to set up. I'm gonna go for the Leech Seed. He goes for the switch. He goes for the switch. He predicted me to switch out. He goes into the Wishy-Washy. Oh, that was a good play. I hope we don't miss this Leech Seed because I really need this damage. And this will actually give me an opportunity to go for a Seed Flare now and force him out. We connect. Okay. So us staying in with Shaman was huge. He probably predicted me to go Infernape again. So he went Wishy-Washy, which is fine. So now he has to go Volcarona, basically. He, like, has to go Volcarona. Which is kind of interesting. I can put Volcarona into Flare Blitz range right now by going for a Psychic. Man. Let's see here, Volcarona. Psychic does like 20% to him. I could double Leech Seed. Or I could Seed Flare. Seed Flare's not gonna do anything to him. If he goes Volcarona, like, I wanna make the play into Rafiki, but it's too risky. I could also go into, like, he definitely switches here. I really lose nothing by going for Psychic, do I? Or do I double Leech Seed for the Volcarona damage? I want a Psychic so bad for the Volcarona, because that damage is crucial. That it guarantees the Flare Blitz KO on the Volcarona. I'm gonna Psychic, because I need to guarantee the Flare Blitz. He's gonna actually take it with this thing. Hopefully this doesn't knock him down to a berry, because that would be annoying. It does knock him down to a berry, but I think it's a Citrus, which actually isn't too bad. Okay, what does he go for, Ice Beam? Yeah, this thing is so powerful. This thing is so powerful. See how well we take this. We actually don't take it well at all. But we have the Leech Seed on him, and we've weakened him to the point where close combat can definitely threaten him out, and he doesn't really have the best switch-ins. I mean, I could Seed Flare here and just play it safe. He could go Volcarona here, though. I mean, I think Seed Flare is still the play, though. I still think Seed Flare is the play. Because that extra 10%, like, what does Infernape do to Volcarona? I wish I knew exactly where Volcarona was at. Let's see here. Flare Blitz is going to be able to knock out the Volcarona with a little bit of chip damage. So, I mean, Seed Flare seems to be the right play. Alternatively, I just go for the Psychic here and just get as much damage off as I can. But I think Seed Flare is the play at this point. Especially considering we could weaken the Volcarona with the drop and then allow us a Draco Meteor and not have to Rock Slide. What do I want to do? I mean, I could also go Necrozma here and just sack off Necrozma and, like, kind of take the middle ground. That's kind of an option. I think I just Psychic. Like, is there any reason for me not to just click Psychic here? I'm trying to think. Because basically, yeah, I think I just click Psychic. I'm going to click Psychic and just get the damage off. We're in a situation where I just need to get Infernape in and click Flare Blitz. He's going to go into Buzzkill, so he makes the play into Volcarona this time. And this 20% is really important because it allows us to Flare Blitz. And 2 Flare Blitzes into the Wishy-Washy is going to drop it into School Form. So that was the play we needed. I'm going to keep Goodra in the back still because Goodra allows me to take on the Wishy-Washy. It's very important still. I think I just go for the Leech Seed this time. I'll let him knock me out. Shaman isn't that important now. And then we go into Infernape and we click Flare Blitz. And I believe 2 Flare Blitzes into that Wishy-Washy should be able to knock him into his school range. I believe 2 Flare Blitzes into Wishy-Washy knocks him into school range. Because he's got such low HP It does like 23 to 27, so it should. The school range is under 20%, so if we can knock him into school range, we're in good shape. Now his Bug Buzz or Fiery Dance here is very obvious, but I don't think it's worth keeping Shaman around at this point in time, so I'm just gonna go for the Leech Seed, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Leech Seed. He goes for the Bug Buzz, he's gonna knock us out. Okay, so that's fine. Volk kills Shaman with Bug Buzz. Okay, now we go into Rafiki here, and we're gonna click Flare Blitz. The Wishy-Washy is very, very low, and I believe 2 Flare Blitzes will knock him down. I can also close combat, but I really have to Flare Blitz here. Yeah, I'm gonna click Flare Blitz. He has to 100%. Oh, he's gonna stay in. If this knocks him out, we're gonna be in pretty good shape. This should knock him out though, and it does. That was huge. Okay, so now we're not out of the woods yet. Not out of the woods yet. Rafiki kills Volk with Flare Blitz. And then here comes the Wishy-Washy. All right. So, pretty sure he Ice Beams here. I think I keep Rafiki. Do I keep Rafiki? Is there any reason for me to keep Rafiki and not just Flare Blitz? Because, let me think about this. Is there any reason for me to not just Flare Blitz right now? Because if he kills me, if he knocks me out, I'm faster than him with Necrozma. Necrozma comes in and clicks Psychic, and that's game. And Goodra can beat the Kecleon. So I think I just click Flare Blitz. I don't think there's any reason for me not to click Flare Blitz here, because we're going to be faster, and if he sets up Trick Room, we're going to be slower anyway. I just want to get the damage off. I'm a little concerned that he might have Substitute. That would be the one thing that could really mess with us right now, but Substitute would knock him into school range, so I'm not really sure how that would work. And we knocked him pretty low here. He goes to the Earthquake, he's going to knock us out, so that's fine. His Wishy-Washy is still alive, but he knocks us out here. So Wishy kills Ape with EQ, so he doesn't go for the, any of the risky plays. And now I just go Necrozma. Necrozma clicks Psychic and knocks out the Wishy-Washy. We're 1,000,000% faster. And then he has to go into Kecleon, and Kecleon Shadow Sneak will definitely not knock me out. So we're gonna go for the Psychic. And Necrozma should be able to pick up this kill against the Wishy-Washy. He never was able to get up his Trick Room. This should knock him out. And it does. So Wishy-Washy goes down. His last Pokemon is going to be Kecleon, and we should be able to knock this thing out with a Psychic. I don't want to risk going for Brick Break, because obviously we run the risk of him Shadow Sneaking and us Brick Breaking not doing anything. We definitely had some crazy luck in this match, guys. It looks like we're going to be able to walk away with a W here. We had some good luck there. It was a damage roll on the Mew on the first turn. In our favor, though, 60% chance for us to knock him out, assuming he said it was a damage roll, but we just go for Psychic here. It's our strongest attack. It was in our favor. The big thing that I think was the most important, though, was the critical hit on the Weezing. He does go for the Shadow Sneak, so it's a good thing I don't go for Brick Break. I don't anticipate this to knock us out under any circumstances. I doubt it even two-shots us, and it looks like it's going to be close, but I don't think it two-shots us. Psychic should be able to pick up the kill unless he's AV, but I think he's Trick Room. And Necrozma picks up the kill, man. How about Necrozma? Offensive Necrozma kills Kecleon with Psychic. Offensive Necrozma picking up 3 kills. The first time pretty much this season I brought offensive Necrozma, and it was able to put in the finest of work. Great game to Swami. Again, some crazy, kind of a little bit of bad luck on his end there. That first turn was kind of iffy. Obviously, but again, it was in our favor. If you go by the same set he brought last time, which is what I calced, it was in our favor. It was 60-something%. The crit on the Weezing, that's the one big thing that I think that was the only other hacks in this game. Otherwise, it was a pretty clean game. So, just a great game to him, man. Props to him. He had a great season. The Rapidash were really, really good this season. And we're going to the next round of the playoffs, guys. 2 more wins, and we will win the championship. What a great way to start our playoff run here for the Vikavolts. I've really enjoyed this team, and I want to thank you guys for your continued support. Don't forget, t-shirts in the description below if you want to grab one of those. And that's gonna be that for me, guys. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I'm gonna catch you guys next time. Peace.